those days where you feel so down, there's always something I've found, one little nugget, and I always say nugget, one little nugget of hope that is put before me. And I'm a Christian, so I believe God does that. Whether it's a flower, whether it's a beautiful sunrise, whether it's my dog coming up and putting his wet nose on my chin, trying to get my attention.
Yeah.
And when my attention is refocused that way, and I'm able to carry on through the day and just be who I'm meant to be, that's a win. And I know that there are those out there that aren't able to get through it that way. And for me, that's like an infinite ability. We are so much stronger than we realize. Mentally.
I agree. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Infinite Abilities Podcast. I am your host, Nick Earhart, and we are here to encourage each other to find our own unique abilities. Let's go. All right, everyone. I'm so excited for this episode. Today I have Kim, and I can't wait for her to tell her story and tell you what she does. So, Kim, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I am. Again, thank you. First off, thank you for having me on your show. I appreciate the opportunity. I've been looking forward to it. As Nick said, my name is Kim Lengling. I'm an author. I also have a podcast called Let Fear Bounce. I'm a dog mom. I'm passionate about rescue animals. So I combine my efforts with a local no-kill rescue shelter here in my area where I live. And I have a couple books coming out this year that I'm excited about. So there's always something happening in my world.
Yep, that's awesome. So what are your books about? I love reading, and I know my audience does also. So we would love to learn more about that.
Well, I typically write nonfiction. So currently, this year, actually next month in August, I have a book coming out called Paw Prints on the Kitchen Floor. And it is an anthology and a gathering of stories of other folks as well as myself, sharing stories about their rescue pets and how they've enriched and changed their lives for the better. And I think if any, pet lovers everywhere know just what impact a pet has on your life and how they can be your rock and your foundation on some bad days. I know for myself, I had a dog. He was for 14 years. His name was Digger. And when I had to say goodbye to him, it was just, it was crushing. It just hurt my heart so bad. My heart shattered is what it felt like. And then I realized, for 14 years, oh my goodness, all the hugs that he got from me, all the tears of mine that fell on his fur. And he just so graciously and patiently accepted all of it. That unconditional love and protection and all of that. So that's a passion of mine. Rescue animals and sharing the stories of them, because I think they deserve to be told as well, because there are some amazing animals out there. I tell you. When everybody says, oh, I have a dog and he's the best dog ever. And I always say, I am positive that you do, because every dog is the best dog ever, or every cat or every horse, whatever the case may be for you. But yeah, that's the name of the book coming out next month, August 21st, actually, on Amazon. Paw Prints on the Kitchen Floor. And then I have another one coming out in November, and that is called Nuggets of Hope, Cultivate Kindness. And that shares a journey that I've been on the last couple years, giving nuggets of hope to people that I just run into and I feel very strongly nudged to approach and offer a nugget of hope for the day.
Well, that's awesome. And I'm an animal lover, so I've always had cats. And then we moved out to our farm, so then we had horses and cows, a sheep. Only one sheep. I guess that's not a good idea, because when you have one, they just try to escape because they're lonely or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
We were always chasing it around, but and then we had many dogs on the farm, and yeah, I love dogs. They're there's something about them, and our last dog that we had on the farm, me and him were really close. When he was a little puppy, I would take him everywhere with me. Well, then he got to like 90 pounds, so then I didn't really take him everywhere because he was so big. But
Yeah.
yeah, he was just super awesome. And then I currently have three cats,
Okay.
and like you say, they're always there for you on your bad days. Um, my one cat, I want to say she's 10 years old now, and she's been just like my best friend since I got her, and it's kind of funny because I'm the only person that she likes. So like anybody else, if you try to touch her, you're gonna get bit. It's gonna hurt. Like that's
She's protective. Yeah.
yeah, very. But for me, like she's the sweetest, most kindest thing ever. Every day when I get home, she's sitting at the door just like a dog. She's a lot like a dog. My friends can't believe it because, like, she listens like a dog. Like, I can tell her to sit, I can tell her to shake, I can tell her to get down. Um, the chair that I'm sitting in right now, she likes to sit in it anytime I'm not in there, and all I have to do is walk up and say, "Look out," and she'll get down. So it's just like
Wow.
she's very, very, very good like that.
Yeah, when you have those, it's almost like a soul connection or
It
something,
is.
when you
Yep.
with certain pets. Like my dog Digger, that's what it was. Now I have a dog now. His
Mhm.
name is Dexter, and he's
Mhm.
awesome. He's awesome, and
Mhm.
he's a rescue as well. But he's a completely different dog
Yep.
than my other
Yep.
one. Different personality,
Oh
different
yeah, they're
quirks.
all. Yeah, they're
You
all
know.
different.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely, but they're, to me anyway. They're just. I can't picture my life without having a pet, because
Same.
it for
Mhm.
me it makes my little world complete.
Mhm. Exactly. Exactly. So, what is your business?
My business, I'm an
Hmm.
author. So what I'm an
Okay.
author, and I have a podcast. So that's what I
Okay.
do. And I
Awesome.
also have a few clients that I do their social media and things for. Just a couple,
Oh,
fills
awesome.
in those gaps.
Yeah. Yep.
Because
Yep.
we have to pay bills, don't we?
Yes, we do. Yep.
So
Awesome.
I'm a podcaster and an author. That's my main focus.
Mhm.
And then, for the in-betweener stuff, I have a few clients that I've actually become, quite close with over the last several years, and just truly
Mhm.
enjoy working with them, and enjoy learning what they do, and
Mhm.
using my creativity, in a different way. Because sometimes, if
Yeah.
you get stuck, I don't know how you are and what you think. Like if you're doing the same thing every day, I can't schedule specific times. Like these 3 hours today, I'm going to write.
Mm.
My brain doesn't go that way. I'm kind of like, it's
Okay.
called I'm in the writer realm. Other people have called it pantser. So I'm a pantser. I go by the seat of my pants. I'm not a
Yep.
plotter, one that plans everything out. So
Okay.
I see how each day comes, but each day there's a little bit of writing in there. Each day there's, planning out a little bit for the podcast, and scheduling guests and things like that, or editing. And I'm sure you
Yeah.
understand all of that.
Oh
Editing
yeah.
takes a long time. But yeah,
And
that's pretty much what I do. Yeah, podcasting, writing, and I have a few clients that I do their social media and a little bit of their writing for them.
that's really cool. And yeah, I will have to say I'm kind of the opposite. I like to schedule everything. Like my
Ah,
my whole day is scheduled every day. my calendar is full, and I tell everybody, like my friends and family, if it's not on my calendar, it's not gonna get done.
It's not
That's just
happening.
yeah. So like I've actually sent my friends and family my booking link to book a call with me if they want to go out for supper or something like that. It's like you gotta get it on the calendar, otherwise it might not happen. You know.
Right, right. Yeah. Now I do have a
So
calendar, of course, for my
mm,
podcast, and I schedule all of
yep.
that stuff. But for my writing, that part of it, I can't.
Well,
It just
and
doesn't work for me. I have to when something pops in my head, I will jump on my laptop and start
exactly.
typing it out.
Well, when you write, it's like sometimes you're just not feeling it, and if you're not feeling it, as you know, it's not gonna go very good. So yeah, you just
Right.
gotta kind of wait for the right time of the day where you're like, okay, I'm ready. So
Yeah.
yeah, I totally get that. I
And I
totally
love
understand.
and I tell me if it happens for you too, because sometimes I'll
Hmm.
be like, okay, I've got this idea and I want to get it down, or a story has popped in my head and I need to get it down. And you're just going and going, and then you look up and it's 3 hours have gone by.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, oh my gosh, no wonder I'm hungry. It's past supper time.
Yep.
When you fall
Oh yeah.
into it. That's why I always say I fell into the writing. And I love that
Hmm.
feeling. Do you have that when you do things?
Yeah, that's kind of like me with my social media. Like when I start making my videos, it's never just one video. It should be like 10 to 30 at a time because
Yeah.
I'll just get rolling. And it's like, well, if the train's rolling, just keep it going, So I'll make a whole bunch at one time, which and it kind of sucks because I always got the same shirt on for a few days because it's all videos that I pre-recorded. But it's like that doesn't matter. What matters is what I talk about, and if people want to assume that I'm wearing the same shirt for 5 days in a row, that's what it is. I don't care.
That's right.
But and
I have
when
done that before too. I've gotten on a roll and then I realize I've had the same top on. And then and then I'm just like the same with you. It's like, you know what? Who
yep,
cares? Who cares?
exactly.
It's the
Who
message that
cares?
you're getting out, not what you're
Yep.
wearing.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll post videos for a week straight, and it's all the same, from the same time that I recorded. So it's they all look the same, but it
Hey, it's your
when you
show. You can do what you want.
exactly, and when you post as much as I do, it's like you can't be recording every single day and posting and all that. That just it takes a lot of time. So it's just like I
Yes.
usually record like once a week and then just post it throughout the week because I do 2 to 5 videos every day. So it's like
Oh,
a
that's a
lot of
lot.
content. Yeah, yeah, a lot more than usual.
That is a lot. Yeah.
So yeah,
Good for you. I don't
thank
think
you.
I could. I could. I don't think I want to.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah. So,
But I
what is
understand
your
when you bulk create, I do the same thing. Like if I'm doing
yep,
shorts or making little videos, I will do 10, 12, 15 at a time and schedule them out because that just
exactly.
takes that chunk of weight off my shoulders then.
Yep, it does.
Yeah.
It does. I'm currently working on scheduling out more. Um, it's just I've had this thing where it's just like I like to just do it at the time, but just like that does waste a lot of time when you sit down, multiple times a day just to post on all the platforms because I'm not just on one, I'm on like 8 of them. So
Right.
it's like, so yeah, we're working on scheduling. So
Do you have a
we're getting
scheduling
there.
platform that you use that
So
just you put it on there and it just shoots it out to all your platforms at one time?
I just got one. So that's what
Okay.
I'm working on. So
Yeah,
yep,
I
yep,
use one. Otherwise,
yep,
it's just too much work to do it one at a
e-
time.
exactly. Yep, exactly. I agree. So, what is your podcast?
My podcast is called Let Fear Bounce, and I've been doing it for about 4 years, actually since the pandemic, since that started.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I lost my job along with millions and millions of other people across this nation,
Yep.
and found myself thinking, what am I going to do?
Mhm.
The doors are closed, literally, across the country. What am I going to
Yep.
do? And then I thought, okay, Kim, what are you good at? What do you like to do? And what are you
Mhm.
passionate about?
Mhm.
And then make something happen. And when that thought came into my mind, I realized I'm not going to update my resume. I
Mhm.
am not going to send it out anywhere. I think I'm done with that season of my life. And
Yeah.
I just decided, I'm going to be my own boss, and it's probably going to be, and it was very, very bumpy.
Mhm.
And often I had days where I'm like, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to keep on doing this and pay my bills? You
Mhm.
know, and I just kept plowing ahead,
Yeah.
just kept going and doing it. And will I ever be rich? No. Do I need to be rich? No, no, I don't. But I
Mhm.
am very pleased with being able to live the life that I want,
Mhm.
not have to answer anybody else. And any stress that comes into my life, I've put it on myself, and I would only have myself
Yep.
to blame.
Yep.
So I'm
Exactly.
doing stuff that I love, and doing the
Mhm.
podcast. I went into it with that mindset,
Mhm.
and I was like, all right, I started asking people that I knew were speakers or authors, and they had a positive message, or they had a
Mhm.
story that was just so hard to hear, but
Mhm.
they got through it. They were able to,
Mhm.
get through that fire, however it is, whatever saying you want to use. They were able to get
Yep.
through some really, really, really hard things and come out with a positive message that they can then share with the world. So that's the kind
Mhm.
of people, it's kind of guests I have on. And most of them,
Awesome.
interestingly enough, are authors. They've
Mhm.
written books or journals or anything like that, or they have blogs or their own podcasts about their journey and how they're tossing out their own nuggets of hope,
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
and just letting the world. And I'm thinking, I have been so blessed to meet people such as yourself
Mhm.
through this kind of medium, podcasting
Yep.
and stuff, because sometimes don't you feel at least I do, there are certain days I'm like, am I the only one who wants the world to be a better place?
I feel that. I feel that.
And it's
Mhm.
like, you feel, isn't it? I mean, for that moment in time when you have that thought, that's an incredibly isolating feeling.
Yep.
And then,
It is.
I'm on a podcast or I have a guest and they're plugging along just like I am. I'm like, you know what? No,
Mhm.
there are more of us out there than I realize that are trying
Yeah.
to make their slice of the world a better place. And if everybody did that,
Yeah.
the world would be much better. Is it awful all the time? No. But there's a lot of stuff that could be much better, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree with you because I absolutely love doing this podcast because you get to meet incredible people and just talk to them and see what they're about and learn from them. I'm constantly learning on every episode. It's just remarkable.
Yeah, I love how you said that you learn from every
Yeah.
episode. I do too.
Mhm.
Oh my, and
And
even I've had guests on, and I'm sure you have too, that you're thinking, should I? And then I'm like, no, Kim,
mhm.
yeah, open mind. Go into this with open mind and an open heart. You
Yeah.
don't have to agree with everything someone says. You
No.
don't have to.
No.
And you shouldn't really.
Mm-mm.
You don't blindly agree
No.
with everybody all the time. But I have
Yeah.
learned so much because a
Mhm.
lot of us have preconceptions of things,
Yep.
or you
Yep.
assume. And we're
Mhm.
humans, and so we do. And
Mhm.
I've often, after a podcast, I'll be like, oh, wow, Kim, you assumed way too much going into that.
Mhm.
And look
Mhm.
what you learned coming out of it. That's amazing.
Exactly. It is. It really is. And yeah, like it's just incredible. Like one thing that I know you said is you tend to have a lot of authors on your show, and that's kind of funny because I feel like we attract what we are. So, like for me, I tend to have a lot of coaches on my show. So it's just kind of interesting to hear
Yeah.
that you have authors and I get coaches. So yeah,
Now, did you
that's
set
so
out?
cool.
Did you? Because for me, I didn't set out to have authors. That was not my goal. It just happened. Was that the same with
Exactly.
you?
Yep. Exactly. Yep. Yeah, it's really cool
It
how
is
that
cool.
works. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. But yeah, like I feel like having a podcast, there's just no downfall. Like it's everything about it is good. You can do so much with it. You learn a lot. You meet incredible people, and you help thousands of or millions of people all at the same time. So yeah, it's really
And and
cool.
it's amazing. Every once in a while, I'll get like a random message, and it'll be like,
Mhm.
"Well, I just listened to one of your episodes, and this is from maybe 2 years ago or
Mhm.
something.
Yeah.
Not a recent one."
Yeah.
And they will point out one little thing that they took away from that and how it
Mhm.
really helped them through that day. And that is
Mhm.
so humbling.
It
That is
is.
so humbling. But it's also, I'm like, that is so cool that where we're at now in this time, that all of this stuff it's evergreen content. It's out there.
Yep.
Once you put it out there, it's out there. So someone 10 years
Mhm.
from now can find it and benefit
Mhm.
from something in it. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah. It is. It's so awesome, and that's another reason why I do it. It's just get content that is out there forever. So yeah, I love that. All right, so my slogan is "Your abilities are infinite." What does that mean to you?
Your abilities are infinite. Okay. I'm going to get personal here. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, of course.
I live with PTSD.
Mhm.
And with that comes, depression, anxiety. Some days are really dark,
Mhm.
very dark. And learning, like filling over the years, filling up my toolbox on how to deal with those kind of days. Or, if I have flashbacks, I'm a veteran. And so that's where my trauma came from. So
Mhm.
if I have flashbacks or I'm not sleeping, I'm having nightmares, what have you.
Mhm.
Those days where you feel so down, there's always something I've found, one little nugget, and I always say nugget, one little nugget of hope that is put before me. And I'm a Christian, so I believe God does that. Whether it's a
Mhm.
flower, whether it's a beautiful sunrise, whether it's my dog coming up and putting his wet nose on my chin, trying to get
Yep.
my attention.
Yep.
And when my attention is refocused that way, and I'm able to carry on through the day and just be who I'm meant to be,
Mhm.
that's a win.
Mhm.
And I know that there are those out there that aren't able to get through it that way. And
Mhm.
for me, that's like an infinite ability. We are so much stronger than we
Yeah.
realize.
Oh yeah, I
Mentally,
agree.
we are so much stronger than we realize. And when you feel all alone or isolated, when you're in that dark spot, because
Mhm.
we've all been there, and if you haven't, you will be. Life
Mhm.
life is hard at times.
Yep.
Um, whatever it is that you need to do, whatever little thing that you need to figure out that works for you
Mhm.
to get through that, because you are, to remind you how strong you are and you do have infinite ability to get through the tough stuff. You
Yep.
know, someone
Yep.
told me once that, I was having a really bad day. I was having it was
Mhm.
a tough one. And they said,
Mhm.
at the end of the day, I want you to look in the mirror, Kim. And when you look in the mirror, remind yourself and tell yourself out loud, you have a 100% success rate for getting through the tough stuff, because here you stand, looking yourself in the eye in the mirror right now. You got through another day. You have a
Mhm.
100% success rate because you're still here.
Yep.
That changed my mindset. It was just, to me, it was like, boom, holy
Boom.
cow. you can't get much better than 100% success rate,
No,
you
no,
know?
you
So
can't.
that's
Uh,
my little thing. That's what it means to me. The infinite ability is to finding that strength within yourself to keep going even when you don't want to.
mhm,
We all
mhm.
have it. And how
Oh,
awesome that is to know.
yep.
Does that make
That's
sense?
Oh yeah, it's
Okay.
absolutely like that was I love it. Absolutely love it. And you're so right. It's just awesome. So thank you. So if anybody listening wants to reach out to you, how can they find you?
The easiest way is they can just go to my website, which is my name, kimlenglingauthor.com. And
Mhm.
on there, there's a contact page, which actually is my dog Dexter, because he's my office manager and he's the one that keeps me on track. So
That's
he's
great. I
very
love it.
involved in the day-to-day business here in my realm.
Amazing.
So you can contact me through the website. You can also check out episodes of my podcast on there, what books I have out now, what are coming out, all the stuff of me doing all the things. So yeah, my website's the easiest place,
Awesome.
kimlenglingauthor.com.
All right, and I will drop that link in the show notes so everybody can find you.
Awesome.
Uh, all right, Kim, this was amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me as a guest. It's been a true pleasure and a blessing. Thank you. Have an awesome day.
You too. If you enjoyed this show, please go ahead and share it on your Instagram story and tag me in it, the Nick Your Heart. Also, go ahead and share it anywhere else that you see fit, because the only way that I can grow this is by you guys sharing it. I don't sell anything on here. I don't have any sponsors, so let's just get it out there by word of mouth and help more people. Alright, everyone, remember your abilities are infinite.